created live on Fireside.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Here we are. Woohoo. You're on mute. You're on mute. You're on mute. You're on mute. I feel at this point, it's become just a tradition that I think we just start the show every week with Amanda, you're on mute. Amanda, you're on mute.
And at least I'm still here though, right? And not like getting kicked out by myself.
Getting kicked off the stage.
By no one's hand other than my own. I mean, come on. Takes a whole lot of talent. Look at our sweet friends in the audience here. Crystal,
I know.
Ben and Leonard. Hello, everyone. And thank you for tuning into the Chris and Amanda Show. Yay!
I know. We're so happy to see everybody here. Thanks for joining us live. Woohoo! Yes. Thanks for joining us as we do every Monday, 12 p.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific.
That's right.
I am thrown off. I got to be honest with you. I'm it's the day after the daylight savings time, so here in the United States, we do the fall back. So we gain an hour, but it screws up like my whole clock of things that happen,
I couldn't agree more. I feel like there was so much to do today to catch up for that hour that we lost. And it does not make sense.
No, it doesn't make sense at all. Like my whole just internal clock is off. Like I woke up early and then, I felt like an hour ago I should have been doing the show, but it's really, it's 12 o'clock now, but it was like kind of 12 o'clock an hour. It's the whole thing. So I'm a little off today, but
I agree.
But we're here.
For episode 26.
That's right.
We are half a year old.
We are. We're half a year old. I think I
did the math right.
I think you did, yes.
We're half a year's worth of episodes in, and boy, are we just so happy to be here, and we're not losing any steam. We still love it just as much as we did the very first episode.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. In fact, it's like still every Monday, Amanda and I, we wake up and one of us is texting each other, happy Chris and Amanda Day. It's like, it's almost become like the first thing in the morning that happens on Mondays. So it's a tradition we have kept going like every single week.
It is. And you, I sent you a message earlier and I was like, man, I've just been working so hard this morning. I can't wait to take a break and have fun. Like this is a break for us, even though it's working, it's a break for us. And it's such a space of fun and entertainment. So I'm ready for it, Chris. I'm ready for it.
Me too. And we have such a fun show and the songs that we have that we gave to each other are so great. And I love all the different songs that you selected for me this week. So I'm super excited to dive into all of them. So some quick housekeeping before we jump into the show. Once again, want to thank everybody who's joining us live right now on Fireside, where we do the show live every single Monday. Thank you to all who will be listening and watching the replay of this much later on various platforms. We appreciate all of your support. And as always, if you want to participate and join the show, you can just download the Fireside app from the Apple App Store, and you could be joining us here live every single Monday as we do, 12 p.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific time. If you want to connect with everything Chris and Amanda show, you can use the link right now that's going by in the Fortune Cookie if you're here on the Fireside platform, and that will give you access to all things in the Chris and Amanda universe, including our nifty mailing list, our Buy Me a Coffee, our Instagram, our TikTok, which, by the way, Amanda, I texted you this over the weekend. I was very excited. So we had,
Oh, no.
Yes.
Oh, yes, you did. Okay. Yes. I was like, you did?
So apparently we have a fan who found us on TikTok, and they are of a young age, let's say. They're a young adult, somebody who we wouldn't think would be the demographic for the show. And I was told that they really love our show and that they're a huge fan and that they found us on TikTok. So that is awesome. So that makes us cool. I think we're cool. Maybe.
I keep waiting one day to be labeled as cool. I've been labeled many things. Cool has never been one of them, unless I'm cold, and then I'm just cold. Never cool in Amanda's sphere. So we are getting closer and closer. Chris, you are the definition of cool.
Oh, me? Get out of here.
Me, not so much. But this show, each episode's getting me closer to that line of cool.
Amanda, you're always cool.
I just feel like you have to say that. It's okay, Chris.
Well, maybe that's why this show works so well. We're varying levels of cool. Well, what really is cool? Let's
Absolutely. I think my list to you this week was pretty cool.
Your list to me this week was pretty cool because I wrote you a note. I go, you're gonna hate all my songs this week. But then I was like,
to talk about that.
I was in such like a, so I'm going to just full disclosure to everybody right now listening is I gave Amanda like a list of all Britpop stuff. I totally I was in my whole Britpop like vibes and I was like, Amanda, I don't even think has even ever heard this side of me of like where I like Britpop stuff. I don't think we ever talked about it. And so I'm like, I don't know how she's going to react to any of these songs, but once it starts getting a little cooler out, like it's the fall and, daylight savings time, I get into this whole, Britpop mode thing. So I'm like, I'm going to just do this whole Britpop inspired song list for Amanda. And then she gives me a song list back, which I love because I'm kind of in this melancholy kind of a mood. And then I get Amanda's list and it couldn't be every song was different. And in twice in 2 weeks or 3 weeks, you give me a DJ Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince song. I love it. I love it.
I was feeling it. And I mean, I think let's just dive into our list.
Yeah,
because
let's go.
Our listeners probably are like, what's this list? So
I know.
I'll start with yours.
Okay.
And I can't wait to talk about it because you scared me with your list when you said it was I think you're going to hate them or something like that, or I can't wait to hear your reaction. So number 1 was Champagne Supernova by Oasis.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2 was Sonnet by The Verve.
That's correct.
Right?
That is correct. The Verve.
The Verve. And your third to me was One to Another by Charlatans UK.
Yeah, the Charlatans. Yeah, the Charlatans. The Charlatans UK.
Seems so obvious now.
The Charlatans.
Charlatans.
The Charlatans.
It seems so clear.
You're amazing.
Oh my gosh. My list is more simple.
Yeah. Oh, so your list of me this week was Broken Bones by Kaleo, who is also making a second appearance now on the show. So
yes.
that's a twofer. You gave me, which I just loved, was DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince doing Parents Just Don't Understand. Yes. Fantastic. I love that. When I saw that list, I had a big smile on my face. And then Here With Me by Dido. So I love this list because every song is so different. They couldn't be any different from each other. So this was such an interesting playlist from you this week, Amanda Sharp.
There was. And, I struggled this week because when you sent me yours and I was trying to send mine and I go, gosh, I just am working on that third song because I was conflicted this week for some weird reason. So Dido made an appearance for the first time on the Chris and Amanda show. And yes. I have no regrets.
No, and I was actually surprised it took this long to get a Dido song from you, considering your Pandora algorithm. I'm sure it spits out Dido on a regular basis. So I figured I would get more Dido songs. So it's the fact that it took 26 episodes to get a Dido song is very impressive for you.
She's been referenced in the Chris and Amanda show, but never made an appearance outside of being referenced. So I'm excited to jump.
So congratulations, Dido. You've made it. You've truly made it. You're now on the Chris and Amanda show.
I mean, there we go.
Yeah. All right.
Do you want to jump into my songs first, or do you want me to go for you?
No, sure. I'll dive into yours because your first song was I wasn't expecting this, to be honest with you. So the other Kaleo song, I think it's either it's Kaleo or Kaleo. We're still unsure about that.
Still unsure.
However,
the only way to fix it is if they come on our show and correct us. So open invitation.
Open invitation. That's for any artist, by the way. If you ever want to come on here and correct us or tell us like, please don't ever talk about our band again on your show, we'd be happy to have you on. Yeah.
Oh,
please stop talking about us. We got a cease and
stop.
desist. All right. So Broken Bones. So you had given me a song by Kaleo a bunch of shows ago, and I really liked it because I'd never heard of Kaleo before. But I really dug the song, and it did make a playlist, and I started listening to more Kaleo. Although this song, I don't, for whatever reason, it's on that record. I just don't remember listening to this. So what's cool about this song is that it's very much like an old, they even recorded it like an old, it's a Delta blues song. It's like, and they recorded it, so it sounds old. It sounds like a Robert Johnson song. Like that's immediately what I thought about. I'm like, what, is this a Robert Johnson song? And they made it sound like a very old recording, which I thought was cool. So it definitely has a very old fashioned, taste to or sound to it. And what I found out, I did a little bit of digging. And so I found an artist direct interview where the one of the songwriters, JJ Julius, who's in Kaleo, was talking about. He said, so it was taken, it's just a Delta blues song. It's very old fashioned. The rebels of the slavery blues are the concept of the song. We played around with it and let it go, that vibe, having the recording sound old school and so on. It's one of the few songs that is written in Kaleo's discography that's not written by JJ Julius. This was also written by Ruben Pollock. And an interesting thing, too, which I looked up, was this song has over 20 million views on YouTube and 40 million streams on Spotify.
Seriously?
I was like, holy smokes. I didn't even realize. And then I started like looking at it. I was like, wow, that is a lot. And I mean, this came out in 2013.
Phenomenal.
So, it's been out for a while, but like, that's pretty awesome. That's impressive.
I mean, only how many million?
40 million streams on Spotify and 20 million views on YouTube.
Only 39 million more views to go for us to get to that level.
That's right. Only a few more subscribers. Maybe today we'll get to 21 subscribers on YouTube.
Absolutely. Watch out.
Yeah, watch out, world. Here we come. And I thought it was cool too. So, I mean, if you listen to the song, it's very, very like matter of fact and tells a story of a man whose point of view explains how he's exploited by his boss. And in the second verse, he proceeds to shoot him in the head. He doesn't care about the consequences since he knows that the devil got him for sure. And thus the bridge, the man is in jail, ain't got no place to call home, only chains and broken bones. So this song starts off very much like just from a dark place. And it has that like definitely old time blues sound to it. So I really like the song. I liked too that they went the extra mile to give it like an older recording sound too. I thought that was kind of cool. And I mean, I really enjoyed the song. I thought it was really cool. I think I like the other song that you gave me by them, which I can't remember the name, but I liked it better. But I thought this was cool. So I'm going to give it 4 records. It's a 4-record song for me.
I feel like all of their songs, I feel in my bones.
Not the broken ones.
Not the broken bones, the fully like solid, healthy bones. Like you just feel it. Like and that's such a talent.
Yeah. Well, I think that they seem to really like just respect like their roots really well, and they wear their influences on their sleeves and are not ashamed of it. And I think that they really embrace it well, and I think they do it good. They definitely have the thing too with this song is I think that between them and like a band like the Black Keys, they sound there's a lot of similarities there. And I like the Black Keys too for that they do that just like really, really raw bluesy rock. And they just sonically sound great. And I think the difference between Kaleo and Black Keys is maybe just that sonic punch. I think the Black Keys are a little bit heavier and like lean into it more. And Kaleo, I think, is really good, but just not as raw. Although this song is pretty raw. I loved the production sound on it. So yeah, once again, cool tune. 4 records for sure. Yeah.
I enjoy the 4 records. I received that gift of 4 records so much.
You are welcome for that gift of 4 records. And once again, if you want to hear any of the songs that we're talking about, we do have a Spotify playlist, the Chris and Amanda Show Spotify playlist, which you can get just by going to Spotify, or you can use the link in the fortune cookie, and you can hear all the songs we're talking about. Actually, I looked today, Amanda. That playlist is 9 hours long.
Is
now.
it serious?
Yeah, because we've literally
fantastic.
every song since the first episode is on there. And yeah, it's 9 hours long if you just let it play.
That is that gets you through a work day.
Yeah.
Chris, good morning or good after. Well, yeah, still morning, I think, for you, late morning. Welcome, Chris. How are you?
Good morning. Afternoon.
Good morning. This is Chris Rossetti in San Francisco. Just letting you know that I am the 21st subscriber to the Chris and Amanda Show on YouTube.
Whoa! Yes!
We're legal adults now on YouTube now, too. Chris.
Why, thank you,
Bravo.
Chris.
Bravo.
And
That's
the great
super
news,
exciting.
the great news for everybody listening, you don't even have to leave this show to become a subscriber. You can do it while listening to the show. So what are you doing? Get over to Chris and Amanda Show on YouTube and subscribe now. Back to you guys.
I love it.
Thank you, Chris. And you know what I like about the video version of being able to do this right on Fireside now is like, I was like, oh, Chris, like you get to see my reactions. There's no hiding like any of our like immediate reactions. So Chris, I got really excited that you requested to come on up, and the video will reflect that.
Yeah, it definitely will. It definitely will reflect that. Yeah, thanks for coming up, Chris. Always providing that awesome voice talent that he's got. It's fantastic.
Gosh, so fantastic.
So cool.
21. Congrats, Chris.
We're 21 on YouTube. We are legal age.
Let's have some champagne Supernova to celebrate that.
Oh, great lead in.
Look what I did. Boom. So thank you. So Champagne Supernova by Oasis. So believe it or not, I used to jam to this song.
All right. So that's cool because I was like, I don't know if Amanda listens to Oasis. I'm like, I know she's heard Wonderwall. Like everybody on the earth has heard Wonderwall. And probably Don't Look Back in Anger because that's just another huge song. But I just wasn't sure how deep it goes with Amanda as far as the Oasis knowledge.
Not deep, I'll be honest. However, this song, for some reason, I know it very well. And I had to look up when it came out because I go, why do I know this song so well? So it came out in 96.
Yeah, 96.
Which were good, like solid years, right? And so there's some, I don't have any memories, like specific memories to this, but I have memories of that time in this song.
Right.
And so I thought it was really interesting. So I, now as parent, listening to it, because it's been a minute since I've listened to that song. Like it's been a hot minute or cold minute because it's been a long time. And so listening to it now as like a parent of a soon to be 15-year-old, I wondered what like maybe my mom or dad would have thought hearing me jam out to that. Because it's clearly about getting like drugged up, right?
I mean, yeah, I guess, yeah. I mean, it is. I mean, it's
correct.
I mean, it's extremely like super Beatles and I mean, like all Oasis stuff, right? It's especially it's like super Beatles influenced, and But I mean, I think you could say the same thing about most of the Beatles songs, especially in the later stages of the Beatles.
About drugs?
Yeah, they definitely did a lot of drug songs.
I must be naive to that.
I think you might be.
Like what?
I think you better go back and listen to some Beatles songs.
I'm gonna go back and listen to the drug Beatles songs. But we're talking about the Oasis Beatle or drug song right now. So I just, as a older person now looking back, I go, I wonder what my parents thought. But I guess it's neither here nor there. I mean, I turned out to be a fine adult who's never did drugs. And so it definitely took me back to my younger years. During a time that, I was really finding who I was as like a young adult. And those were some rough years, really rough years. So I'm interested on why I find this song, like, I remember it fondly as opposed to not liking it. So it's very interesting because I didn't like those like formative years. They really kind of sucked. Let's be honest.
Well, they're weird. They're awkward.
They're awkward. I'd rather be 40 all day long. Do not make me go back in time. I'll pay to not go back in time. So for all those reasons, though, I do really like that song. It's probably, honestly, my favorite by Oasis. And
Really?
I don't know why. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
The tune is really enjoyable for me.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah, it's just
so I'm going to give this one 4 records.
all right. That's cool. I'll take your 4 records, and I think this is a great Oasis song, and that whole record, "What's a Story, Morning Glory," for me is one of those records that from start to finish, it's so good, and it has a great album opener with the song "Hello," which is a really good like rocker, and just almost like a stadium sort of an anthem, like, and then it ends with like "Champagne Supernova," which is like this like really nice, quiet, and then it has a build up, and then it just ends like really nice, and so I love the balance of like starting loud and then ending like kind of soft. And I thought that was a great way to piece that album together or bookend it. And I am a huge Oasis fan, like huge Oasis fan. I fell head over heels with this band when I first started hearing them from their first record and on. And my wife and I, we used to go see Oasis as much as we could every time they toured. And I've seen so many good bands with them, and I really like them a lot. They continue to expand, and they kept putting out great records. One of the fun things about Oasis too, which I got way into, was they used to release so many B-sides, and so many of their B-sides were good, like really good, fun songs that just didn't make the record. And you used to have to hunt for them because they were a British band. Like, yeah, the record would be here, but the only way to get a lot of the singles and B-sides was to go to like an independent record store or a specialty store, because they would bring the imports in. And this is back in the 90s, so it's like mail order and all that. Like, it wasn't like it is today where you can just go on Amazon and buy it and it shows up. Like, you really had to hunt. So it was always a treasure hunt to find the Oasis singles. And then, you'd hang out with a friend and they would have it. You'd be like, oh my God. And you like make a tape of it or like rip it onto a CD. And it was awesome. Yeah, it was like you got totally like excited to find like, oh my God, like they do Come On Feel the Noise and they do this song and they're, Rocking Chair. And it's just all these. And then they finally did like a kind of compilation of B-sides, which still wasn't even all of them. There's still so many more B-sides. Anyway, it just, I every time I listen to Oasis, it just brings me back. That was such a fun time in my life when I was in bands. I was playing music all the time. I was listening to Oasis, and I'm listening to punk and hardcore music. I'm just involved in so many like awesome things at that time. And it just, brings me right back. And it's just, I still love Oasis. I still love this record. So I like your 4 records. Thank you. Thanks for the gift.
You're welcome for those 4 records. And I was just pleasantly surprised that I knew a song on your list this week. And I knew
surprised.
It by name. I didn't even have to listen to it first. Like, I have to do so many times.
Right.
I just knew it by looking at the song title. I was like, got this one.
All right. Well, that's great. Yeah, I just wasn't sure with Oasis, because I know sometimes I think it's a complete shoo-in with you, and then you're like, I don't know this band. I've never heard this song. I'm like, what?
It's so true. So true.
Yeah.
So how's everyone doing in the audience? I hope you are enjoying the show. And I would love to just give Miss Carrie with Coffee with Carrie a quick shout out, because she is our official sponsor of the Chris and Amanda Show. Woo! Woo! It's like we're at a roller coaster with Carrie. Yeah. Her Coffee with Carrie, super entertaining. If you like this show, go check out hers.
Yes, 100%. And you can listen to it anywhere you get the podcast, anywhere you listen to podcasts, and then also on YouTube as well. I say it every week. It's like, I like to listen and then watch. So it's like reading the book and watching the movie. It's just, you get to see, you get to listen to how everybody reacts, and then you get to actually see it. And it's that much more funnier. So if you like interviews with like sort of a game show mashed into it, like that's Coffee with Carrie. So absolutely go check that out, because it is.
And Miss Crystal in the audience has been a recent guest, and that was a fantastic episode.
It was.
Loved it.
Yes.
So thank you, Coffee with Carrie, for sponsoring episode 26 of the Chris and Amanda Show.
Woohoo! Woohoo!
Now let's dive into my song number 2 for
All
you.
right. Let me tell you a story. So I was so excited when I saw like Kaleo, Dido. Oh, DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. Parents just don't understand. Probably one of like the best. I mean, I gotta say, definitely our generation. I mean, I don't think my kids really, they know who Will Smith is, of course, but I think they know Will Smith much more as the actor Will Smith
Mhm.
than they do that real Will Smith as the rapper, which is how we were all first introduced to Will Smith. And I remember watching this music video on MTV because it was on all the time. And I even remember because I was doing a little research and I'm like, oh my God, I forgot about the first video and song that they ever did, which is Girls Ain't Nothing But Trouble. And I remember that music video. And then with this song, Parents Just Don't Understand. I mean, this was literally like everywhere. Like I remember like
So
every
good.
kid in school was talking about this song and the music video and how funny it is. And just a great, great song. And it's just a ton of fun. And if you haven't listened to it in a
Oh my
while,
gosh.
well, I urge you to
Do
go
it.
to our playlist and go listen to it. And because it's still, I don't know, it's definitely a piece of nostalgia for all of us for sure. So it was released in the tender year of 1988, Amanda. 1988. Parents Just Don't Understand. It was the first hit. It was the first hit by DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, and they basically, I mean, with this song, they essentially won a first ever Grammy Award for Best Rap Performance for this song. Video did really well on MTV, as we were talking about. In fact, the video did so well on MTV that this was how NBC was convinced to greenlight the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air because of that. And they
How
used the whole same look and everything.
interesting.
And this is why, and then even from the video and why they also hired him, they hired the director of Scott Calvert, who directed the video for Parents Just Don't Understand, to create the opening for the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, because that's why it kind of looks the same. So I thought that was really cool too, that music video and all that was even the reason why
The
NBC even
inspiration.
greenlit the Fresh
like
Prince of Bel-Air. So, I mean, geez, it's just, I don't know what else more to say about this song. I mean, it's just a great, fun song. And the minute I hear it, it takes me back to Skater's World in Wayne and going roller skating with all my friends on a Saturday afternoon and hanging out. So, this is, it's very simple, Amanda. It's 5 records. It's very simple. There's very little thought that needs to go into this one. I mean, it is just a fun song. I mean, like, it'd be interesting to hear what like my kids would think about this, and it may not hit with them because it's just,
Mhm.
it was I think it was a very cultural time. It was a cultural thing for us to have that and see that and grow up with it, and then see him on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and then and evolve into like the giant movie star that he is now.
Yeah.
And I don't know what their reaction would be. I'd be interested to see what their reaction would be to like watching that and hearing that song. I know I play Summertime, which is, different. Which is a great song, but it's not like the funny stuff that they did, like the comical stuff that they were doing early on.
Yeah, I put that in like the Men in Black category.
Right, yes.
That different. Yeah, this Parents Just Don't Understand. Like, from our generation, I question if we said, okay, here's the situation, how many people couldn't go on? Like, they couldn't not say a few words of it.
I know. It's I really think it's definitely one of those things where it's definitely our generation. Although, I could be wrong. I would love to see what because they may say like, oh no, we know this song. I always take that, and then I hear from like my daughter, and she'll be like, oh no, we hear this stuff all the time at the parties and in West Virginia. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I didn't think you guys listened to this stuff.
If they are playing this song at parties, I have more encouragement for our future than ever before.
I will have to get back to you on that. I'm gonna have to get back to you on that. I have a feeling it's probably not, although it could be, but getting mashed up. So there's always that too.
I'll even take a mashup. Like, it's so genius. Like the school shopping part of it, the stealing the car part of it,
the Porsche,
like the mom saying, you go to school to learn that for a fashion show. And, it's just, I love so much of it. And one thing I love even beyond the music is it really showcases from somewhere where you can be and where you can get, because he's just, man, the dynamic change that he's did as he's grown is just so impressive. I mean, he's been in the business now for decades.
I mean, he has been. I mean,
Just amazing.
let me see how old. He was 19 years old when this song was
Oh
released.
my gosh, he's a baby.
19.
That's
And
a baby.
and the song is taken from a perspective of a 16-year-old boy, which is great because, you know, he does it so well in a music video. He just does a great job selling it. But yeah, I mean, 19 years old when this song came out, and this was a hit, and it won a Grammy. I mean, it's insane.
Just unbelievable. Unbelievable. Well done, Will Smith.
I think he's done all right for himself.
I have to agree. So thank you for the 5 records and a thoughtful conversation going down memory lane.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah, I mean, this is a great song. So, you know, for all parents out there, if you really want to school your kids, I mean, there's a lot to school them on, but play them a little, parents just don't understand. Play them a little DJ Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince.
That song won a Grammy. That means that parents just don't understand a lot of the time.
They just don't. That's it.
All right. So your number 2 song to me was Sonnet by The Verve.
Yes.
So first, I wrote it down as The Nerve. So it led to a hard time finding the correct song.
I was going to say, what rabbit hole did that take you down?
A lot of like sonnet stuff to be or not to be. I was like, what is happening?
Why is Chris studying like William Shakespeare stuff?
Like I don't want that. And so I had to go back to your list in our Instagram messages. I was like, oh no, The Verve. And so that cleared it up much better. So when I found the right song, I love the beginning. Really, really love the beginning. It's like an Amanda beginning to a song.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's super easy to listen to.
Mm-hmm.
It's just very like laid back and chill.
Yep.
And I really like laid back and chill for 99% of my day. Hence the Norah Jones Pandora station.
And the Carpenters.
In the Carpenters. And I loved all the instruments in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's so much.
Yeah, there's a lot of layers. There's a lot of layers going on in that song.
Yeah, especially like at the end, it was really obvious all of the different like layers and instruments. I was like, wow, that just seemed really interesting to me. Interesting lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to Google the lyrics because I wanted to read them. So the lyrics were interesting to me. And the only reason I know what a sonnet is because Owen was virtual last year and I did a little too much of his work.
Full disclosure.
Might have had a written one or write one. Might have had a written one. Go back to English, Amanda.
I want to see Amanda's sonnet.
I'll see if I can find it. Now, granted, I had to write it as if I was an 8th grade boy. Keep that in mind if I share it.
I like it. Comes with a disclaimer too. Very good.
Lots of disclaimers in the world of Amanda. So I'm gonna say this song is a solid 4 records.
Okay. All right.
But every time I listened to it, and it was about 5 times, I liked it more and more and more. So I really feel like very quickly it's going to turn into a 5 record for me.
Nice. I think it will too. This whole record, Urban Hymns by The Verve, is quite possibly one of my favorite records. And it's another one from start to finish I absolutely love. This is a band that I got into after I got into Oasis, another Britpop band. Richard Ashcroft is the main singer and one of the chief songwriters of the band. Just ridiculously talented. Their earlier stuff is a bit more like British jammy, like a lot of very groove, little psychedelic kind of stuff. And this record was definitely much more of a pop oriented. Hey, we're going for it on this one. Like we really want to achieve mainstream success. The big song from this record, which I think everybody knows, and I think is Bittersweet Symphony. The dun 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 dun. It's a bittersweet. Yeah. Which,
lots of commercials with that song.
Yes, tons of commercials with that song, which was their biggest hit of ever.
I didn't
went to number 1, and they had to turn over all the royalties to that song because it was a part sampled from a Rolling Stones symphonic record. The Rolling Stones even know about it, and so they have made no money off of Bittersweet Symphony. Their most popular hit song that they wrote. And they wrote it. They just sampled a part, and they wound up having to turn over all the royalties to that song. So
That
it's
makes
like
me so
this band has kind of been plagued with some
frustrated.
bad luck over the years with some just various, it just, I think it just happens. We have too many creative forces in a band, and eventually after this record, Richard Ashcroft went off on his own, did his own, he's had a solo career on his own. They got back together, did one more record a few years after that. And that's been kind of it. And the Verve, I feel like, other than Bittersweet Symphony, at least here in the United States. Now, in Europe, it may be a different thing because they were very, very popular in Europe. But I feel like they're starting to get there. They probably already have become sort of a footnote in the history of like 90s like rock, and because of Bittersweet Symphony is probably the only song people will know them for. But songs like Sonic and Drugs Don't Work and Lucky Man, this record is loaded with amazing, amazing. Yes, thank you, James. I'm telling you, Amanda, this record from start to finish is absolutely, to me, it's a masterpiece. One of my favorite records. This is one of my favorite songs. I love it. I can't stop saying enough things. Richard Ashcroft just released actually a solo record that's acoustic versions of these songs, and there's a version of Sonnet on there, Bittersweet Symphony, The Drugs Don't Work. He's even I'd send it to you. It's actually pretty cool. And he's got some people guest singing and things like that with him. It's a really cool record. I've been listening to it nonstop, which is why I put Sonnet on this playlist, because I was like, I want to expose Amanda to the Verve because I think she's really gonna like this song, because I think it's a beautiful song. And I think as far as like the Verve goes, like I didn't want to send you any of the other stuff because it was a little more psychedelic-y. I was like, you know what? I'm going to start you here. I think this is a good entry point for you.
I love it. James said, amazing album. When it came out, it was in the nightclubs for years. Amanda has not spent a lot of years in nightclubs, I'll be honest.
Yeah. Well, it's a lot different in Europe, though, too. The nightclub scene is much different in Europe than it is here in the States.
Like, how is it different? Is it
because
cooler?
I think, now, James, you can correct me if I'm wrong, and I haven't been to Europe a lot. I've only been to Europe a couple times. But I think that it's like since the bars or the pubs close around like 9 or 10 at night, like really the only thing open after that are the nightclubs. I think that's how it works, but correct me if I'm wrong.
Interesting.
As a non-European.
As a non-European, we need our European friends to help weigh in.
Yeah.
So interesting. Well, James, you'll have to educate us with that because I need to know. I have been in very few like nightclubs, and it was when I was not even old enough to drink, and then I just don't drink. So like, it's just not a place to be for Amanda. So interesting. So I think it's going to be a 5 record. I'm excited to listen to more of their album.
Yeah.
I guess I just didn't connect the two that was the person who sang that other song.
Yeah.
So 4 records, and I anticipate it sliding up to a 5 probably this week.
All right. Well, look at that.
Playlist.
The caveat. Well, welcome, Chris, back to the stage.
Yes, this is Chris Rossetti in San Francisco, reminding you all you're listening to the Chris and Amanda Show. That's right here on Fireside. Be sure to check out all their playlists, all their Spotify lists, and don't forget to subscribe to their channel on YouTube, The Chris and Amanda Show. Very easy to find. You can do it now without leaving the broadcast. The Chris and Amanda Show. Subscribe now on YouTube. And by the way, for a point of clarification, everybody, nightclubs in Europe are different in that the dancers dance on the left side of the dance floor. Thank you.
Oh, wow. See, had no idea if that's true or not. So James is laughing.
I'm going, I don't get it. But let's focus, Chris.
That's because
San Francisco. Amazing what you just said. All the things, all the housekeeping you just took care of for us in an amazing voice. Thank you, Chris. And then he like pieces out like so quickly.
I know, it's so funny. It's great. It's like comes up. It's like having like our like on air like person who comes in, interjects, does their like the quick ad of the I love it.
I know. It's like, and tell them what you won. On the game shows.
Like The Price is Right.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Oh man, that I've always wanted to be on that show in Supermarket Sweep.
Supermarket Sweep. Ooh.
So if it ever if we could ever apply to that show together, Supermarket Sweep, we'd be a phenomenal team.
I think we'd be a good team. We'd be a really good team.
Oh my gosh.
We're doing it.
Good show.
We're doing it.
Good show. All right, man. Okay. All right. Back to the music. Back to the regular
Back to the music.
scheduled programming.
Yes. All right. So your third song to me was "Here with Me" by Dido, and once again, I can't believe it took 26 episodes before I got a Dido song from you. So I fully anticipated getting one from you at some point, and here it is. So I like that you actually sent me this song and not like the standard Dido song, which is, you know, the "I Want to Thank You" and all that, which great song, but I'm glad you gave me something that was a little bit of a deeper cut.
Mhm.
I really like Dido a lot. I have that first record. I think it's fantastic. Of course, everybody I think who's heard Eminem with Stan and her part that gets sampled in Stamp. I mean, what an awesome collaboration that is. That is like just phenomenal song, and I love the sample. This song's great. I mean, I really enjoyed this song. It's got, you know, pretty much what I like about Dido is her consistency. She's pretty consistent all around with her singing and, you know, the production of her songs, and they sort of follow like a very similar thing. So so it's not like, you know, she's gonna do anything out of the ordinary, but she's got that like really cool voice. It just kind of sucks you in, and I really think she's a really good talent. I mean, she just has a phenomenal voice, and it's very distinct, which I like. Like, she doesn't sound like anybody else. I feel like when she sings, it's just, you know, it's Dido right away. So this song was released in 1999 from her debut album, No Angel, and this was written about her then boyfriend, Bob Page. So this was also the theme song, by the way, Amanda Sharp, for the American television sci-fi drama from 1999 to 2002. Do you know what show that was?
No.
It was Roswell.
Interesting.
So from 1999 to 2002, it was the theme song for
Very
Roswell.
Interesting.
And it was also featured in what film from 2003?
Oh my gosh, I don't know.
Love Actually.
Interesting.
I feel like that one. I thought you might know that one because I feel like Love Actually is like a film that you watch a lot, but
no. Interesting. I always love how you know so much more about my music choices than I do, because it's just like I felt it that day. And you have so much more like great content to it. So interesting. So I mean, I couldn't agree more. She just has that very distinct sound. The minute she turns on, from the tone of the music to the sound of her voice, it's like boom, Dido.
Yeah.
And my one friend, like back when I was listening to it a ton, I was like, man, Tracy, you've got to listen to this like singer. She's phenomenal. And I played it, and she was like, Amanda, are you going through something? Are you okay? She really questioned my mental
She really
state
questioned.
because-
She's like, I like the song, but it sounds like you're trying to tell me something by playing the
Absolutely,
song
like
for
the
me.
whole album. She was like, I'm not seeing like a shiny like sunshine right now. Like, are you okay?
You're like, I'm fine. I just like the song.
I just feel it. And sometimes like it helps you work through things that you don't even maybe know that you're going through.
Of course. Oh, absolutely. I agree with that 100%. Yeah, sometimes it's
Cleanses
not
ya.
really about the lyrics as much as the way the song just feels. That helps you through, or just helps you express or work through something. So I agree. It's not always about like, yeah, but the lyrics say this, and it's like, yeah, I know, I get that. Like, I absolutely get it. But the way the song feels and the mood, like, that's what I'm kind of latching onto right now. So I agree with that statement fully. So with that, my rating for this song is going to be 4 records. This is a solid 4 record song. It's a cool tune. And like I said, I have this record. I have this record. It's a cool record. I dig this one, and it's actually re-listening to a song was like, I gotta dig this back out again. I haven't listened to it in a long time.
So let me ask you this, and don't tell me what song. Do you rate Dido as like a 5 record artist?
I think that she is a solid artist. I like I said, I like her voice. I think she's a solid 4 record artist for me.
Fair. Okay.
Only because I feel like a lot of her stuff, like I was saying, like it's good. It just is sort of, but it's always on a straight line for me.
fair.
I dig it. Like, it's good stuff. I
Mhm.
just, if you're going to tell me is that like, it's so hard. It's not even a fair comparison. Like, if I was to say like, okay, the difference between this and the Verve, it's just not, it's an unfair comparison. It really shouldn't do that. But I just feel like when I listen to urban hymns, like each song I feel like is such like
Mhm.
a journey,
Mhm.
and not that she's not, I don't know. There's just a big difference there. And I think
No,
it's just the songwriting style it really comes down to songwriting style.
and I think you're right there, because I don't know that she's going to make an appearance again, just because her stuff has such a similar tone to it that I feel like
But I love
I
her
wouldn't
voice.
necessarily be throwing something fresh and new towards you. So I might surprise myself and throw Dido on again in the 40s or 50s, but probably she's going to pause for a little bit. I'll take the 4 records.
She does have an incredible voice, though.
Yes.
Boy, I just you hear it and you go Dido, like it's just instant.
Feel it. You feel it.
Feel it. I feel it.
Feel it. So there's a guy working across the street, and he was bent over in a fence area.
Wait, this is happening like now, like right now, live?
Moment, in the flesh, out my front window. And the way he bent over made it look like there was a monkey like flapping around on the fence. And I was like, what's happening?
You're like, is there a monkey?
Is there a monkey out there? Because, Chris, I might have to cut the show short and go get it. Because how often would a monkey be flinging on a fence?
Seriously.
Again.
But you gotta leave the camera on and go chase after the monkey with the camera on, so we can all see you go get the monkey.
Help is on the way, little monkey.
What would be even better is you think it's a monkey and you're after, and you realize it's a guy and you're on camera the whole time, and he's like,
I'm so sorry, guy. It was the way his arms were. I couldn't see his body. I could just see the arms and like.
So
top
sorry,
of the
sir. So sorry, sir. I thought you were a monkey
sorry.
running around in my yard, but turns out you're a human.
And if you're listening to the replay, thank you for being a listener. So back to our that was a squirrel moment. So sorry, but I just had to share. Okay. Thank you. All right. So your number 3 song to me was One to Another by the Charlatans.
The Charlatans. The
Not
Charlatans. Not the Charlatans. It's the Charlatans.
Gosh, that was so embarrassing. But that's what this show does. So in the beginning, it totally sounded like UFO music.
That wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like
it's getting you ready. It's like revving up.
About Roswell.
Dude, but when that first hit comes in, there with the piano, oh my God, it's huge. It sounds huge. There's 5, right? Just give me 5 records and call it a day.
The show that you're giving with this is definitely a 5 record.
So I just sold it.
You did. So UFO music in the beginning, which I'm not opposed to. I just have to,
It's literally for like 2 seconds, like wow, and it's like
so long. It felt so long.
You hate intros. It's what I've learned about you. You absolutely have zero patience for intros to songs, like because you just wanted to get into it. And it's like sometimes you need to build up, like you just need that little bit of like.
Well, Chris, when I'm doing the like research for a show, like I'm on it, like I'm ready to work. And so if it's like wow, I'm like, okay, UFO like music. I don't know what else to write. Wow. Now, to be fair, it really was like 2 seconds.
Yeah, it was like 2 seconds.
Felt like eternity, but it really was like 2 seconds. Okay. I really like the chorus a lot. Very like
So
catchy. Very, very good. The lyrics were interesting. I don't know what to think about the lyrics.
I'll get
used to them because I'm just going to sing them as they are. Like, I'm not going to question the lyrics.
Well, you could just make up your own lyrics like you normally do.
Absolutely. Definitely might do that. Kind of like Champagne Supernova. Like, I'm just singing it without any relevance to what it's actually meaning because I like the tune.
Yeah. Just making up your own song.
Absolutely. And I really enjoyed it. Like, I was shocked that I liked it. And each time I listened to it, I liked it more and more and more. And I'm going to sing it and I'm going to enjoy it. And so I'm so excited that it's on our playlist. So thank you for this song.
You
Now,
are welcome.
I'm going to say exactly what I said for the last song.
Mhm.
It's definitely a 4-record song because I'm not like in love with it yet. But I
Okay.
really feel like it's going to be one of those songs that is going to creep up to that 5, just like Sonnet. And I mean, listen to this playlist for today. Holy smokes.
This is solid because that record. So, first of all, you just became cool.
Oh my gosh, go
because
on.
you like, because once again, in America, most people have zero idea who the Charlatans are. Another awesome British band that just, like I said, this was the Britpop playlist. These guys are just so good. And this record, Telling Stories, is another great record. That's start to finish great. It's got so much groove and soul, and just that way, you know, during that time, like once again, that 90s period where like, it was so cool because it was like all the British bands, all the British rock bands were like just influencing each other like so much. Like this record would come out and they're like, oh my God, like we'd hear that. And it was forcing everybody to like up their songwriting ability and put out these solid records of just sick music, like just fantastic. And so, you know, we as an audience like really benefit from these like just awesome strings of records coming out by these bands. And this record, Telling Stories, Charlatans, oh my God. I saw them play in the city when this record was out, and it just blew me away. And it's just like, if you like the Stones, like it's like a more soulful, like take the songs that the Stones did were like that were a little more like soulful groove kind of stuff, and like put a little bit more like that energy to it. Like that's what the Charlatans are. And that piano in this song, man, it makes me move. This song makes me move.
It's good. And I have to like say, I really kind of dig your playlist come fall. Who thought, like, I mean, it's almost like our playlist flip-flop this week.
Yeah. Well, I was like, you know, first of all, I wanted to give you a break from all the metal and punk and stuff. Cause I was like, all right, you know, but I've been mixing it up. I've been putting some like 90s alt rock stuff in there, but I was like, I really hadn't given you any of this like other side of stuff that I listen to a lot, which is a lot of this, the Brit rock stuff, the Brit pop, Brit rock, whatever. And there's so much of it that I listen to. Like I'm literally giving you like such a teeny tiny taste of some of the bands that I've been doing. Yeah, little baby dose. Yeah, of some Brit stuff. But I think that these bands are like a good primer for that. I think some of the other stuff I listen to might be too out there for you. It doesn't mean I'm not going to put it on the list though, because you know that's what the show's all about. Is
for sure
is having, you know, exposing each other to things that we probably have never listened to before. So, you know, that's the theme of the show. But I thought this was a good way to do it, and I was like, I've never really given you anything like these songs yet. So I was like, I also want to see what your reaction to be like, Chris. I didn't. Where's all this other music coming from?
I know. I like it. Keep it coming.
Hey, Leonard, what's up? Welcome.
You guys are what's up. I always enjoy your show. I tend to miss it when you first do it, but I catch some replays, and y'all have great sounding voices. I wish my voice sounded as good as y'all's. I wanted to update you. You're very, very welcome. I wanted to update you a little bit on the Verve, and for starters, I just want to say that I just think stealing music is wrong, no matter how it's done, and they really built that song on something that they just took and could have contacted and tried to get, you know, worked out some sort of an arrangement in advance so that they didn't lose all the royalties. But luckily for them, they had a happy ending, which is Mick Jagger and Keith Richards, in the end, after all the lawsuit and everything, ceded their royalties back to the to what's his name?
To Richard Ashcroft. Yeah.
Yeah, Ashcroft. So in the end, he did end up getting royalties on that song. The publishing, unfortunately, went to Alan Klein, a really smart lawyer who was, you know, certainly initiated the lawsuit and managed to get all the publishing royalties for himself somehow.
That's what lawyers do, right?
Yeah, so that, I've had one great experience with one lawyer, and everybody else, I just spent money. And I'd be glad. I'd be glad to plug that lawyer if you want, but I've only had one experience where I got back a significant amount of money on my investment in dealing with a legal issue with a large musical entity.
Gotcha.
Musical entity. Hey, Leonard, I think I got maybe an invite for one of your shows. So what's your next show that you're going to be doing here on Fireside?
Well, on this Saturday at 11 o'clock Central Time, I'm going to delve into some of the mysteries and myths of the music business.
Nice.
And I see Chris down there. I know that she has brought up some of these things, and she's into that sort of stuff. And it's always fascinating stuff to talk about. So y'all come on down and check it out, and we'll talk about some of these myths and mysteries, and maybe you can present me with some that y'all know too. So,
oh, fun! What time is that? Saturday at what time?
It's 11 o'clock Central. I don't know what time zones you guys are on, but hopefully we can do the calculations. Sometimes I'm not good at those calculations.
That would be 12 p.m. Eastern.
Yes. Okay. I like that. That sounds good.
Excellent. We will.
And Leonard, you do this show pretty much every Saturday, right? Right here on Fireside?
Yes, I try to do it every Saturday. I think I missed one Saturday when I was really bummed out.
Isn't it a bummer when you don't have your regular show? Like Chris and I feel the same way. I mean, because life happens and sometimes you just have to take a day off. But man, isn't it fun to do these shows?
Yes, it is. And there's so many cool people like y'all on Fireside, and Chris and everyone that comes in and comments. And a lot of times I do these things like quizzes to see if people can guess, who I'm talking about. If I tell that, speak of some ridiculous situation that occurred in the music. But I like y'all's show, and it's, I learned some stuff today. I think it's a very neat format to have people with, two articulate people like yourselves giving your opinions on each other's, music tastes. And I'm happy to see that there's no fistfights occurred. I wondered if you clear the list if somebody says. But I think I have heard one of y'all say in the past that you really didn't like something, but it seems rare that you didn't get to that.
Good point.
Do you clear your list?
We've yet to give out a one record, but Mr. Chris did give a 2 record for Uptown Girl, which I'm still not quite over, Leonard.
I think that's the one that I heard.
the infamous Billy Joel episode.
Live on.
Yes, I think I heard that, and it was very entertaining, and I don't know. I didn't totally agree with the 2 record thing, but I understand.
I love it.
That's okay. That's good. We shouldn't all agree. It makes life much more interesting.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Leonard, thank you for being fun with us today.
Yeah, you're the best. Thank you.
James, hello, friend.
Welcome, James.
I will never, ever get over the Billy Joel episode. No.
He's traumatized.
Yeah, I'm dying. I just want to say as well, like, this is an awesome show, and it's a UK friendly time for me because, I listen to it on the way home. You're like my drive time on a Monday.
Oh my gosh, that's like such a cool thing.
I know, because Amanda and I are always saying like, "Oh, we'd love to be like a drive time show somewhere, like at some point."
We really are it now. Oh my gosh, we made it, James.
Yes.
Oh, you're my drive time.
Thank you.
Perfect.
No, I actually was going to ask, we should do like a Scottish music show. There's so many great bands like
Travis.
Travis. Most of their music was made while on coke, but there was good music.
That was great.
But yeah, there's been so many amazing bands, big country. Like I could just name a bunch, but even like Annie Lennox and stuff. Like Scotland has had so many amazing artists, and they were all around. A lot of them back in the 90s as well. Were pretty awesome. That's when I grew up. So
absolutely.
I'm going to have to do a little bit more research before I think I could find 3 songs. So how about we do that show definitely the first of the year? That gives me a little bit of time because December is totally Christmas, right? I mean, every Monday there's a Monday. It's Christmas.
Yeah. It's Christmas now.
Well, Amanda, it's Christmas, November 1st. It's Christmas for Amanda.
Absolutely.
I wait till after Thanksgiving. Actually, it's when Santa, I've said this many times, it's when Santa comes down 6th Ave in the Macy's Day Parade, the real Santa, none of these imposters, the real Santa, then it's Christmas. Because that's the real Santa. That's the real one. That's the real guy.
I'm going for Thanksgiving this year as well, I think. But my wife did say that it's been a crappy year for everyone, so why not just do it now?
Right, James?
I'm going to start putting lights up.
Do it while it's still warm.
Well, I've got a new house, so I'm going to go buy a bunch of lights.
Yeah, well, congratulations on that again. Yeah, definitely
like
go out.
Stranger Things. Do all the lights.
I'm going to annoy the neighbors. I'm going to deck the halls with Danny.
Yeah, or like
National Lampoon's.
I was just going to Christmas Vacation. He puts all lights up and like the power grid goes down.
I know. Yeah, you
got to
be
James
where he's playing.
It's probably bad enough. It's probably bad enough I cut off everyone's broadband. Now I'm going to cut everyone's power.
Right.
Yeah. Hey, at least you have that ability. If you need more power, you can give yourself more power. Seems genius to me.
Yeah. He moves into the neighborhood, and all everybody's lights like start to get like browned out. So like everybody's like, "Why is my internet connection not running?" It's like it all happened when this guy moved in to the neighborhood,
taking it all,
and no one has any internet either.
Yeah.
Hey, while you're on stage, James, why don't you tell everyone about your Fireside show here?
Yeah, so we've kind of got 2 on the go now. So we've got NFL with myself and Katie Brinkley on a Tuesday, 4 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. in the UK, where we talk about the games that happen at the weekend. Usually Chris comes in and, shouts up the Giants. I took the Giants this week, by the way.
It's a wise choice.
It was. And on a Friday, 4 p.m. in the UK, which is about 11 a.m. Eastern, across the pond NHL. It's like our second most popular show. We brought over, and soon we're going to have the golf, and we're going to have the WNBA, MLB. We're going to bring them all across, so all 7 will be here eventually. But we're just doing it nice and slowly, not rushing anything. Makes sense. Eventually, But at the moment, it's just the 2, the NHL and the NFL.
I like it. Tuesdays and Fridays. Check James out from across the pond.
Catch you guys later. I'm going to go eat dinner now before I get shot.
Well, have a great evening, James.
Thanks, James. Hey, Chris.
You guys, if anyone could see me right now, I am just laughing hysterically listening to you. I look like the craziest lady in the world right now. Great show, Beth. I wasn't going to pop up, but, I'm listening to the Charlatans, and you guys are talking about the Scottish music and Christmas, and I'm like, okay, I'm up.
We know of all of Chris's triggers now.
Oh, my God. Yeah, you do. So first of all, thank you. My little Gen X 90s heart is so warm right now. I'm loving this. I'm going to share something really fun with you guys. If you look this up on YouTube, I think this is rather recent. I don't think it was last year, but it's making the rounds right now. There was this sweet man somewhere, I think it's in Atlanta, was walking by a home that was dressed for a Christmas, and they took a cue from that vacation movie that you're talking about, where the guy is hanging off the roof. And so they had a statue hanging off the roof, and this poor sweet man walking by thought it was an actual person.
Oh
no.
And the ring caught this poor man, like going, hang on, brother, hang on, just hang on, I'll be right there.
Oh, no.
It's so sweet. So I don't know if it's this year, it's probably not, but it's making the rounds right now. And it's the sweetest YouTube video ever of this person trying to one hanging off the side of the house. It's the best.
Oh, wow.
That's sweet. See, Christmas time, everyone's joyful. Well, kind of, sort of, most of the time.
Kind of, sort of.
Yeah, kind of, sort of.
Big disclaimer there.
I wanted to say, Chris, well done with the shoegazer music. I mean, you're kind of...
Well, thanks. Thanks. Yeah, I haven't even. I was telling Amanda, I haven't even scratched the surface yet on some of the other stuff that I'd love for her to listen to at some point, like little MBV and of course my Ride, and you've got the Jesus and Mary chain, and Spiritualize. So I mean, there's all that stuff yet.
Jesus and Mary chain.
Yeah, I'm very impressed. Okay, well, I will be there, and let me hop off the stage, but I'm going to touch base with you guys on the back end. Are you streaming anywhere? Because I can't find you right now.
Twitch.
You're on well, that's why.
I still can't get YouTube to work, but we tried to do Facebook today, but I don't know, I couldn't get it to work. I thought I could get it to work, and it wasn't working.
And Chris, all right, before you hop off, tell about your show and what times and days that is.
Well, thank you for asking. I can relate to you guys. I'm kind of hitting podcasters block lately. I have an interview I'm doing for our show. I don't think I'm going to do it on Fireside, but we'll have discussion of it. The biographers for the Carpenters are going to be on our show on Wednesday.
Excuse me?
What?
The official biographer for the Carpenters, who I love the Carpenters.
We all love the Carpenters.
Aren't they amazing?
They am like, what?
Yeah. So they're coming on, and then Chris, you'll love this too. We are Dan Ozzie. I hope I'm getting his name right. He wrote a book called Sell Out, which is about the commercial race to commercialize punk in the 90s. Right. So he's coming on the show too. So I have two big, humongous books to read.
Wow.
Yeah. To interview both these folks. So those are TBD. And then the most amazing gift of all, the lovely Stephanie Jansen is going to have me on and interviewing me and kind of a get to know you on Wednesday. So I hope you will all join us. That's
so great.
5 p.m. Pacific and 8 p.m. Eastern. And if you'd want to know what the nitty gritty is about me, I'm spilling the beans on Wednesday.
It's a tell-all expose.
Ooh, I like it. And keep us posted on the Carpenter interview, because I love the Carpenters.
Fabulous. Well, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to do the interview with the folks, and then I will ask if they will kindly come on Fireside and do a recap of that. And then you can ask them your questions about the Carpenters directly. How do you like that?
So great.
I like it a lot.
Yeah, it'll be great. All of Amanda's questions are going to be at the Carpenters Christmas record.
I know. I'm going to start taking it. I know. It's so good. A Christmas portrait. I mean, there's not a better Christmas song. Anyway. Well, thank you so much, Chris. That's amazing. Like, you got some big things happening. Congrats.
I do. I got a lot of work cut out for me.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome.
Folks. All right. Well, thank you for having me up here. You guys have a wonderful day. Keep up the amazing work. And I know I'll be listening to your soundtrack today. So thank you so much.
Awesome. Thanks, Chris.
Oh my goodness, Chris, what a great show it's been.
Yeah. It's like it was a star-studded cast today. This was great.
I know.
So many friends checking in and coming up, and oh my gosh, it's so cool.
And to be honest, the last 3 episodes that we've did, the live chat version's been a little bit light for whatever reason. So this is like so amazing that we can catch up with our amazing fellow Firesiders and listen to all of their content creation that they're doing, so we know where to go and at what time. So thank you, everyone. Just phenomenal show.
Yeah, it was
false monkey situation. And
the false monkey situation.
False monkey situation, 6 amazing songs that all got 4+ records. It's a good show.
This was a good show. You responded very well to the songs. So now my bar, see this now moves my little Amanda meter that I have for songs and where the possibility of her liking or not liking them move. It's still been a work in progress, but it's not all figured out. But the barometer is again more data to compile against the songs Amanda may or may not know, and then even like. So there's 2 components of that.
I like it.
Yeah.
Well, before we wrap up the show, we just want to throw out a big thank you again to Coffee with Carrie for believing in the Chris and Amanda show and sponsoring us. We can't do what we do without you. So thank you so much, Carrie. Coffee with Carrie.
Absolutely. Check it out wherever you listen to podcasts, and make sure you subscribe to the Coffee with Carrie channel on YouTube for the video version. And with that, I guess we're going to be wrapping it up. So want to thank everybody. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us live today right here on Fireside. Make sure you check out everybody else's shows here on Fireside. Support each other, share each other's shows. For everybody listening to the replay of this, whether it's on Fireside or any other platform, we appreciate you. If you're not on Fireside, definitely download the app through the Apple App Store, or you can subscribe to us wherever you get the podcast. And of course, hit us up on YouTube, and we stream the show on Twitch, and we're on TikTok and Instagram and
all the things.
We're like everywhere now. I mean, it's like amazing. The Chris and Amanda show is everywhere. Plenty of ways to connect with us and chill out and hang out and connect with us. We have a mailing list. Please sign up for the mailing list, as we're trying to grow our community there, and we'll be sending out all kinds of cool stuff there. So,
oh my goodness, look at they're applauding us out. I know. You don't even need your button.
Yeah, seriously. No, this is it. This is awesome.
Everyone.
Thanks. Cool. We'll see everyone next time on the Chris and Amanda show. Be here next Monday,